Welcome back to Bullet Catcher Gaming. This is of course Ghost Recon Breakpoint. This is a new update for 3.0.3 which is coming on November the 9th. We've got all the information here for you in one video. It might be quite long. I'll try not to make it too long, but it's basically everything you need to know that is in the patch. Okay, so right, first things first. It's mainly a Ghost experience update, which for all the players out there that like immersion, they should love all of this stuff. So let's get going. So basically it's building on the foundation of what the Ghost experience was beforehand. You know, for more possibilities for solo and stealth experience, and be able to choose the density of drones in the world that they're adding, which is another good thing because it's something that people do talk about a lot. So let's look at stealth first. So the update's going to bring significant improvements to stealth gameplay, aiming to ease stealth exploration and cover multiple game systems. So while undetected, players are now going to be able to deal increased damage to both drones and NPCs. This is going to exclude heavy NPCs as obviously they've got better armour. You'll also see enemies obviously running out of ammo and reloading. This is going to apply to all enemies with ASRs. This opens additional possibilities for you and your squad to obviously launch kind of counter attacks and things like that. They've also reduced the enemy mortar strike accuracy when you're detected. I know a lot of you will like that. As for drones, so many changes have been applied to their detection and destruction behaviour. Changes include but not limited to reduced investigation movement speed, new vertical destruction trajectory, which is great, reduced destruction sound, more pauses between attacks, and more erratic hit animations. So among other changes, they'll obviously all be in these patch notes. They've also added new settings to the aim assist in order to provide a better kind of overall experience. So let's look at bullet law, grenades and C4. So continuing with all the changes in the mechanics, they've added a new item which is the bullet law. This will allow you to lure one enemy at a time without triggering large groups of enemies. It's not a replacement of the diversion law, which obviously works better with big groups of enemies. This is basically just for kind of singular enemies to kind of pick one out or move one away from a group. Also a community requested feature when it comes to cooking grenades, which is available in both PvE and PvP. That's been added as well, so better cooking time and more freedom for C4 usage. You'll be able to pick up ghost place C4 and mines for reuse. Syringes, so based on the feedback from players, they've added one last option to the way syringes work in game. You can now choose whether syringes heal your injuries or not. This setting is off by default whilst in immersive mode. Darkest night, now this is fantastic. So basically on the night time currently in the game, you all know what that looks like. You can now set darkest night, which is seriously dark. It is very, very dark, but it adds so much more kind of to your gameplay style. You just go into the settings and you can switch that on and off. Cleaning weapons has been asked for. We understand how important that is, so now you'll be able to do it from the loadout menu. So you've all seen that, your weapon carry on being filthy dirty. Even though you've got out of some water and your character's clean, your gun stays dirty. That's changed. That's a big one. Inventory management. So mass sell resources. This highly requested sell all resources feature is now available at Maria's shop. Weapon dismantling. To reduce time spent in your inventory, you can now dismantle weapons when near a crate without picking the weapon up. Only in immersive mode. Now, Gollum Island is getting a solo exploration mode. I'm going to go into that in more detail towards the end of the video. So world modifiers. So as we promised this year, the Rebels and Terminators are coming back. This time around you'll be able to activate, deactivate these parameters in the world as you please. You'll be able to toggle several other settings affecting the world as well, including drones and helicopter patrols. That's awesome. I've tried it, works really well. Event parameters, so obviously like I said, Rebel and Terminator you can presence, you can just have them on, off whenever you want. Enemy populations, so based on the feedback they've received regarding drones, players are going to be able to determine drone presence and helicopter patrols in the world. So you're going to be able to have minimal and classic for all of those things, so drone presence, Azrael presence, helicopter patrol presence. As a minimal presence, you'll be able to encounter drones that are tied to missions and behemoth, within that kind of interface. You're not going to be able to change that as such that are in the missions, if it's mission related. They have also added an interface modifier, so you're going to be able to toggle the shaded items of crates on and off, which is quite good. They're all in the menu settings. The UI wheel, I obviously reworked it a little while ago, so they've added 2 new slots now to the item wheel. A new item, the hand thrown bullet, which we talked about a little while ago. No more distinction between defensive and offensive items. You can pick what you want. That's a huge one. Added AI teammate order shortcuts to the item wheel. That's much better as well. It didn't work so well last time. Players can choose to press or hold the button in the open wheel menu or not. And remapping, they have basically, things like on Stadia and keyboards and stuff, they've remapped some things, especially if you're on PC. Now this one's a huge one which everyone's going to be really interested in. Class progression update. They have updated the class progressions. So Assault class and all of the classes are now going to go up to a level 20 and not 10. Now as you work your way up these through these rankings, you'll unlock new gear. Now some of it's just normal stuff, as you would expect, but there's also some special stuff. So the Assault class, when you reach up to level 20, you get the Judge gear set, the ATEX IX gear camo and the AK-47 Assault. The Sharpshooter class will get the Commissar gear set, the ATAX FG gear camo and the Mark 14 Assault, MK14 Assault, sorry. The Pathfinder class is getting the Flayed gear set, the ATEX ATX gear camo, the Scorpion Evo 3 tactical, the ATEX ATX weapon camo. Medic class is getting the Gollum gear set, the ATEX AU gear camo and the MPX tactical. Engineer class is getting the Architect gear set, the MK48 saw and the ATEX AU weapon camo. Echelon class getting the Silencer gear set, A2 Shorty, ATEX FG weapon camo. The Pathfinder class is getting the Pioneer gear set, the Tavor Scout and the ATEX LE weapon camo. That is fantastic, and we know that everyone is going to be really interested in all of that. But that's not all, because we are also getting Gollum Island, solo exploration and more. So obviously it's coming in the same patch, and basically this is kind of what it's going to detail. So obviously with 15 different settlements, 50 wild mysteries and 12 mission milestones, you're going to have the chance to take on Gollum Island like you've never done before. Now, gear level requirement for this, it's accessible to all players after completing the No Way Out mission and talking to Jericho in Erewhon as you complete challenges, and another challenge will be available immediately. Enemy level will adapt to the player in regular mode. 12 new milestones missions are available on the island. These include killing targets, destroying behemoths, stealing tech parts and destroying servers. Focus on exploration. Navigation between sectors have been improved, more cars, boats spawned, and loot consists of regular world loot, selected route from the raid for missions and chests. So let's have a look at those. So solo exploration. Gollum Island missions. You can now get the Heli Mask, Wolf Mask, Pasture Helmet, Revision Bullet, ANT Goggles, Wolf Fingerless Gloves, Sentinel Knee Pads, Walker Vest, Tac Taylor Operator Pack, the Micro T1 Plus G33 Scope. The Gollum Island chests will have the Oakley Halo glasses, the 511 burner glasses, heavy duty gas mask, Revision Com Center 2 headset, Wolf gloves, S&S plate frame, Eagle Industries chest rig, Blackhawk lightweight knee pads, the MK17 Shorty, Tavor Assault, Stoner Compact, M4 Shorty, RU12SG Assault Tactical Vertical Foregrip and Vented Angle Foregrip. Now, the raid thread is such, so if you are playing the raid itself, 150 will remain the minimum gear score. The enemy level is increased 260 in normal to 300 in critical. Hearts. Player has 4 hearts that replenished over time, allowing the player to respawn or revive teammates. Modified boss patterns, more enemies in the waves, shorter ability cooldowns and exclusive loot, 4 weapons, 5 titles are being added to the loot. Now obviously the weekly game modifiers, they are still there. These weekly modifiers are going to appear in the raid's critical threat summary selection of the objectives board. So the major, when a player reloads their weapon, ammo left in the current magazine is lost. The cooldown of each heart is longer. You're going to have 3 max hearts instead of 4. No ammo drops for your current equipped weapon. When injured, a player progressively loses health and can't regenerate automatically. All players can only equip 1 main weapon. Life chunks are lost when empty until a player heals. Minor, you can have a player can wound a teammate with their own bullets. Time of day is fixed at midnight for the entire week. Technique gauge recharges lower from all sources. So as I said, exclusive loot for threat critical is the M82 Cerebrus, the MGL Quantum, the MK17 CQC Gargoyle, the CSFP Baal. The titles that you can also pick up along the way is the Heroic Dragon Slayer, Heroic Giant Slayer, Heroic King Slayer, Heroic Mind Slayer and the Heroic Titan. Now if you're looking for a more casual experience in the raid, you can have a threat low mode, so it's more relaxed, kind of traditional raid. So a change in the enemy level, modified boss patterns are 2 of the ways that you'll be able to increase the difficulty. Gear level and all that stuff remain the same, but modified boss patterns is going to be less enemies in the waves, longer ability cooldowns for bosses, no second phase in boss fights, and loot's going to be all the regular stuff but without unique chests as such. So there you have it. That is a seriously good update if you're into immersive ghost experience stuff, which we all are, I think, in some way. This really is covering a hell of a lot of stuff. Obviously we know that there's a crossover event coming as well after Christmas. We'll have more news on that as it comes. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to me babble on. Hopefully that's all the info that you needed. Hopefully we'll have some more news on this before the patch on the 9th. But let us know what you think. We've got Discord. Click the link on the front of the channel if you want to join, just for normal Breakpoint chit chat and all the rest of it. And but other than that, stay safe. Thank you so much for listening to me, and we'll see you again soon on the next one. Bye bye.